security features as well. So you've got a gated community with man 24-hour security. And there's a quality standard that we've been able to achieve. It's been world-class. We've got 200 units, there are townhouses. Yeah. Mostly, so you've got 2-bedroom units, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. And we also have a few flats as well.
Yeah, sound is fine, it's coming through.
And it's a mix.
It's coming through.
Back from the diaspora, we have units here, some are buying for let. Investors who are looking in the development. We've got a young professional, young family contingent who are really enjoying their land. The swimming pool, the basketball courts, the house. For me, I kind of sit between the historical diaspora.
I've gone live now. Let's start. I mean, I'm ready to go.
When I first Ghana, I was blown away with the potential and also the opportunity.
Just say so we started in 2 minutes or something. Oh, let the video play.
The idea of being able to participate in the Ghanaian story, where it's not just a question of representation.
But you might want to see that actually blocking the TV.
But there's an opportunity here as a business person to do something that's extraordinarily meaningful. This is a $30 million development. You can imagine the amount of employment that is created by increasing the level of standard. We're also upskilling the workforce. The guys that are coming home to their families, very proud to have been part of
this one. That one should be on, yeah. I take this one up just in case.
Their attitude toward work has changed the standard in the country. And I think also it's the kind of thing that attracts.
That's the highest we'll go. That's the highest we'll go. And that's what bend it.
I'm actually really excited.
Yeah, you can just bend it, yeah.
Well. So I think it's not just about catering to the upper middle class.
You can see
it's also
I need to give to this thing. He's stressing me out.
Ghana requires investment and talent, both locally and abroad. We have been back here full time for 17 years. We started this development about 6 years ago, and we just wrapped up the construction. We finished sales towards the beginning of this year as well. So it's been quite a journey. Our focus has been on land. Land can be a tricky issue in Ghana in terms of acquiring land and making sure you've got clean title. But once you're able to do that, it becomes very attractive to different types of investors, people who just are not looking for the headache that's often associated with land tenure. They feel that we come to you and they trust that you're able to deliver what you're saying. So it's from kind of at the macro level. I think we've been able to set a new standard for real estate in the country. And that has a knock-on effect across the industry. That oftentimes the kind of quality that we're able to deliver for a $150,000 price point, people that we're seeing this quality standard at a $500,000 price point. So it's really gratifying to be able to deliver a quality product at a better price and also increasing the density. In terms of impact, from a land use perspective, there's not an infinite amount of land in Ghana. So if you can get people to find properties that are more appealing, but are more efficient with the land use, that's a win for the environment. That's a win for society because you actually are inspiring a different type of community interaction. That it's not just folks with big houses behind gates, but you've got folks that are living a little bit closer together and really developing a sense of community. I think there's something unique with that diaspora can bring to the table. Particularly in the Ghanaian diaspora coming back and reaching out to the larger historical diaspora. That there's a huge amount of interest in Ghana, particularly on the back of the year of the return story. I would say that the most compelling reason to invest in Ghana is the quality of the people. There's an extraordinary spirit in Ghana. There are extraordinarily capable folks, and there's a culture that embraces entrepreneurship. Ghana is the kind of place that rewards long-term investment. So as someone who's benefited from collaboration here in Ghana, I urge the entire diaspora community, both the historical diaspora and the continental diaspora, to grow in Ghana and grow with Ghana.
There you go.
Your Excellency Papa Osofma, Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Republic of Ireland, Honorable Mark Opetumate, Ghana's Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mr. Yofi Grant, CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GITC,
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'll start all over again. Your Excellency Papa Olson Kuma, Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Republic of Ireland, Honourable Mark Opekumante, Ghana's Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mr. Yofi Grant, CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Centre, GIPC, Mr. Charlie Sainsbury, West Africa Policy Advisor in the Bilateral Trade Relations Directorate, our specially invited guests, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Akwaba to the Maiden Ghana Expo Business Forum, brought to you by Akwaba UK and AM Group. My name is Linda Wayo and I will be at your service today as your MC. A special welcome to everyone that has joined us all the way from Ghana. I hear it's raining quite a bit there, but as you can see, we're in the middle of our 5 days of summer, so please do make the best of it before you leave. I'm told there are a few people on their way from the airport as well, so please bear with us. They will be joining us shortly. Expo Ghana is an initiative modeled on Exim Bank's Tuesday Market, and is aimed at raising the awareness of Made in Ghana products here in the UK. We, however, don't only want you to patronize the amazing Ghanaian products that you see, we also want you to visit Ghana, do business with Ghana and in Ghana. Hence meetings such as this to share with you investment opportunities, grant you the brilliant networking opportunities and share people's experiences with you as well. And also to remind you why Ghana is the best place in Africa to do business. Before I hand over to our first speaker, I would like to acknowledge our cherished sponsors and partners, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Ghana Tourism Authority, GIPC, KGL Foundation, Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, GRADA, Ghana Exim Bank, TapTapSend, and with the ever-reliable support from the Ghana High Commission UK. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are here today, then I can bet that you're either Ghanaian, a friend of Ghana, or just curious about Ghana. But all in all, Ghana is at the center of the reason, is the center why we're here. So let's all get ready, and I hope that we actually find this meeting worthwhile. And now to set the ball rolling, I would like to invite Mr. Yofi Grant. He's the CEO for GIPC to give us some welcome remarks.
Thank you. A very good afternoon, and also my sincere apologies for the late start. I think I'm the cause of that. I had a bit of a wardrobe malfunction, which I had to rectify. But nonetheless, we're here. So, Your Excellency, the High Commissioner of Ghana for the UK and Ireland, Charlie Sainsbury, all inviters, guests, ladies and gentlemen, and honorable business people. It's my pleasure to have you here. I must say, these are trying times. These are trying times for lots of reasons. The post-pandemic impact is really hurting almost everybody, not to mention the recent global developments of the Ukraine-Russia war. And it behoves all of us to find new solutions, new partnerships, new arrangements to get ourselves back in order and build back better, such that we become resilient economies. Ghana, as I always say, is a country in the center of the world. And as much as we may debate, we are the only country on latitude 0 and longitude 0. And so we have a 360-degree view of the world. And we leverage that view of the relationships that we have for our development and for mutual benefit. But not just that. In Africa, Ghana seems to be the country that has always a leading position in development. Being the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence, Ghana provoked a strong wave of Afrocentric growth on the continent, enabling many other countries to gain independence. But not just that. In some 65 years since Ghana gained its independence, Ghana is repositioning to also spearhead African economic and financial emancipation, and waving a new flag of, strong African, should I say, African opportunity, African strength, and African drive. And I dare say that the year 2020, notwithstanding the COVID pandemic, actually ushered in Africa's decade. And many ask, why do I say that? The continent is riddled with debt, is riddled with underdevelopment. But I always say that if you're a student of history, at any one point, even every developed country had to go through this and had to go through problems. And they found unique solutions to do that. But why is Africa more important today than ever? As a continent, it's a continent of 1.3 billion people, more like 1.4 billion people today, with a combined GDP of $3.4 trillion. But it's a continent that is replete and strengthened by its resources. Today, Africa is home to 90% of the world's platinum resources. It's also home to 90% of the world's cobalt resources, 75% of the world's coltan resources, over 50% of the world's gold resources, about 65% of the world's manganese, not to mention oodles of copper, lithium, even coal, and even oil and gas. And Africa is a supply of 12% of the world's oil and gas. So if you're to look at it in terms of real estate in the world, Africa is the place that you want to be because it has the resources. And it's underdeveloped. So even the barriers to entry are much lower than other places. But guess what? Recent results and recent reports and research indicate that foreign direct investment in Africa yields about 6.5% averagely. That is more than any other place in the world, followed by Latin America, 6.4%, and Asia is 6.2%. General investments in Africa have a general yield of 34%. So the continent in itself, in terms of return, is very attractive. But that's not all. Africa today holds about 65% of the remaining arable land left in the world. So there is a potential that this is a continent that could feed the world. And as we are all going through economic disruptions, Africa still holds the key to that in a very interesting way. But why is this not known everywhere? Well, for the serious investor, it is known. But for the general populace, it is not. And it's because we haven't told our story well. And today, I hope that what we're doing here will begin to give you a good sense of where the continent is and our story and why the African continent provides a great opportunity for the world to rebound, despite its shortcomings today. But let me tell you something also very interesting. By 2050, Africa will be 1/4 of the world's population. By the year 2100, it will be 1/3 of the world's population. And the interesting thing about it is its demographic is such that by 2050, 65% of the African population will still be under the age of 35. That is a consumer market waiting to happen. That is also a potential labor pool for the world's next wave of development. Most other regions are shrinking. Africa is bubbling. And so it's a continent that you cannot turn your head away from if you want to be in the global markets. It's a market just waiting to happen. But even more interesting, when you look at two of the minerals that are most required for Industry 4.0 or the technology age, coltan, lithium, and perhaps uranium, Africa remains the holder of the world's biggest resources. So for example, if you have a mobile phone with you, and I'm sure everybody does have a mobile phone with you, guess what? You have a bit of Africa in you because the coltan that is in that mobile phone most likely came from Benin or other parts of the continent. These are the things I want people to know. And today, Ghana is close to the headquarters of the African Continental Free Trade Area. So basically, we are spearheading the transformation of the African continent from one that was exporting its raw materials and importing goods out of those raw materials, finished goods out of those raw materials. And then Ghana, in the mood, a fiery mood of an Africa beyond aid, is saying we should turn that around. We should no more export our raw materials. We should add value to those raw materials in situ on the continent and export the goods and services out of those same raw materials. And that will turn the fortunes of the continent significantly. So I'd like to say for all of you who are here today, you are seeing a unique opportunity. The world, as I said, is in trouble everywhere. Prices are going up. I mean, I had the shock of my life when I arrived. I went to a small M&S food shop to buy my usual drinks and smoothies that I buy, and usually it doesn't cost me more than £40 for a whole starch that I keep for a week. And this time it was over £100. What's going on here? And that tells me things have changed. Things have changed, and we all need to take advantage of those opportunities that are opening. And where better to find that opportunity today than Africa? And my last fact for you to realize that Africa is the fastest urbanizing part of the world. By 2030, there will be more African countries with cities of over 1 million population than any other place in the world. That in itself also tells you that there's an opportunity waiting to be taken. Ghana stands very strongly as a spearhead of all these developments in the continent. Ghana is ready, and for us, we are a microcosmic example of Africa. Ghana is resource rich. We have gold, diamonds, timber, oil and gas, manganese, iron ore, bauxite, and loads of land. Less like the African continent, 60% of the land mass is agricultural. And the good thing is we are repositioning. The government of the day is clear that we have to add value to the raw materials in the country, on our soil, and then export them such that we are operating at the higher end of the value chain of economies. But we are open as well. In fact, I always say that the story of Ghana is represented by 3 O's: opportunity, openness, and optimism. And I can tell you, I've told you we are resource rich. We have all sorts of policies enabling transformation of our economy, like the one district, one factory, planting for food and jobs, one village, one dam. Quite a number of them. The free senior high school policy to ensure that in the medium term, the minimum education of the average Ghanaian is high school education. That will do better for us to transform our economy into one of industrialization and productivity. Openness, because we are very open, we're engaging, and that's why I'm here today. That's why we have the High Commissioner here today. We want to talk to you, we want to see what your needs are, we want to see what your aspirations are, and see if together we can work. And then we are optimistic. Yes, we are optimistic. Prior to the COVID pandemic, the 3 years preceding the COVID pandemic, Ghana's economy grew at an average of 7%, one of the fastest in the world. Even during the COVID period, we were one of the very few countries who had a positive growth rate, despite the fact that it was only 0.5%. And post-pandemic, in 2021, through a very robust structure at the base and transforming the economy, our economy grew by 5.4%, still one of the leading growth rates in the world. And as we go forward, and we are besieged by global happenings, external conditionalities that brings challenges to all of us, we think that the opportunity to amend all those and create a positive picture of the world happens from now. And every country has its role to play. Ghana is very excited about the prospects of growth. Never mind that we have issues. Never mind that we are going to the IMF. We do have very strong prospects. And I believe that those are the things that we should look at. For us in Ghana, out of the 17 SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, number 1 and number 17, the first and the last, are the motivations that enable us to go where we are. The First one being poverty eradication, and number 17 being partnerships for linkages and growth. And I hope that is what today will enable us to see the opportunity. For us, the diaspora represents a very powerful tool de force that emboldens us to partnership. I'm told that there are about 3 million Ghanaians living outside Ghana. And interestingly, every year, through inward remittances, informal and formal, we attract about $3 billion of those remittances every year into the country. Government is now changing the equation such that we make better use and ensure that anybody in the diaspora who brings their money benefits out of it. So we are looking at partnerships, we are looking at various opportunities, even a diaspora bond, to mobilize that money into real economic growth. And so I would like to say a big thank you for all of you who are here. We at the GIPC are happy to hold your hands and onboard your businesses in the country, but also to create the necessary partnerships and linkages for trade. We have other government agencies who are here as well, and they will tell you about what we do, and we hope that by the end of the day, we will have increased our excitement level as we prepare for Saturday's Ghana party in the park, where you see more culture, more food, more Ghanaian clothes, and then you can take advantage of the opportunities that are there. So thank you very much for coming, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Many thanks, Yofi, for setting the scene so perfectly for today. I call Yofi the Chief Marketing Officer for Ghana, because when Yofi speaks to you about Ghana, you will want to move to Ghana. And I'm sure you do want to move to Ghana after he's spoken. As he said, there's no better place to find brilliant investment opportunities than in Africa. I've got my 3 takeaways from Yofi's speech already. Anytime I think of Ghana now, I'm just going to think of opportunity, openness, and optimism. Okay, I got it. Okay, before we move on to the next speaker, I'd like us to watch a very quick video. Thank you.
Currently hosting the Secretariat of African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, Ghana has officially become the commercial and trade hub of Africa. The country occupies a top spot in West Africa for the ease of doing business, providing investors an enabling business environment backed by strong economic fundamentals, dynamic policies, and political stability. Gold, cocoa, and oil form the cornerstone of Ghana's economy, while its impressive urbanization are pushed to fourth in wealth and first in Africa in the Global Retail Development Index. Even with the global economic recession caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the World Bank has projected Ghana's growth to average 5.1% yearly in 2021 to 2023, following some ingenious policies rolled out by the government. Ghana remains the gateway to Africa, favorably positioned at the center of the world and easily accessible to all parts of the world by flight. The overall friendly nation is the land of opportunity, full of optimism and open for business. Ghana is home to some of the continent's fast developing fintech companies, growing and attracting investments from across the globe. The nation's commitment to talent development, infrastructure expansion, and strong support for innovation continuously attracts large global tech corporations such as Google and Twitter. Ghana enjoys a high degree of connectivity with one of the highest mobile voice and data penetration rates. Ghana's agriculture and agro-processing sector benefits from an abundant supply of natural resources, including diverse plant, animal, and marine life. The West African country is the world's second largest producer of cocoa, churning out an average of 850,000 tons of beans annually. Strong policies like the Planting for Food and Jobs, agri modernization, and industrialization continues to accelerate growth and diversification in the sector. The Ghanaian manufacturing sector benefits from a raft of policies aimed at sparking a new industrial revolution. The new automotive policy has seen the offering of an automobile hub with renowned car makers such as VW, Toyota, Sinotruk, and others assembling vehicles locally. Meanwhile, the One District, One Factory initiative, coupled with a friendly business environment, has led to the rapid setup and expansion of factories across the country. Ghana is one of the world's minerally rich sites. It ranks first in Africa for gold mining and 7th globally. Southern Ghana is regarded as one of the world's most prolific gold discovery zones in the world, with large deposits of bauxite, diamond, and manganese are also extracted in Ghana. Ghana is set to become the first West African lithium producer with an estimated production of 2 million tons per annum. As production continues to rise, the government aims to build up its refining capacity in order to capitalize on its mineral wealth. As a fast-growing oil and gas producer, Ghana's petroleum industry offers investment opportunities ranging from exploration and discovery to refining and marketing. With 3 offshore oil and gas fields, namely the Jubilee Field, the Trinidad and Limra in Tom Fields, and the Sankofa Field, Ghana's oil production is estimated to go up to 500,000 barrels per day by 2024. The Ghanaian government has prioritized infrastructure development as a foundation for economic growth, driving significant investment into the sector. The government is working on a combination of track restoration and expansion, as well as the building of entirely new train lines to increase the coverage of railway in the country, while 11,000 kilometers of roads has also been earmarked for construction across the country. The nation's Kotoka Airport is ranked as the best in service quality in Africa for the size of 2 to 5 million passengers. Meanwhile, the country's main port, the Tema Port, is one of the largest in Africa, with a capacity to handle 3.5 million 20-foot equivalent units. Ghana's booming economy, expanding trade footprint, and population generates a steady stream for the demand of goods and services, driving growth in the services sector. This sector has over the years seen rapid development to becoming a major employer with over 42% contribution to the country's GDP. Industry players anticipate a rapid expansion in the e-commerce space, while considerable growth is expected in modern retailing as consumer demand increases. Ghana entices visitors from all walks of life with some of the world's most historic forts, delectable cuisine, beautiful beaches, and diverse culture. The successes chalked in the year of return has made Ghana a top travel and investment destination for Africans in the diaspora. Ghana's creative industry ecosystem is one of the most innovative, cost-effective, and talented on the continent. The nation's creative art portfolio is undeniably diverse, cutting across music, art, film, and fashion. The industry has taken an added significance as the work of artists become more visible to the world. Ghana's healthcare sector is rapidly evolving, thanks to significant infrastructure investment, increased insurance coverage, and growing private sector developments. Through significant investment in the pharmaceutical industry and healthcare delivery, the country made remarkable strides in tackling the COVID-19 health pandemic. Meanwhile, Zipline, a medical drone delivery company, has stepped in to help meet the immediate needs of communities and healthcare specialists in rural areas. Indeed, Ghana still remains a land of opportunities, full of optimism about an exciting future. We are open for business and we invite you to come, grow in Ghana, and grow with Ghana.
I think that deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's such a brilliant summary of what Ghana has to offer, and I hope you agree with me. I bet there are a few facts in there that you didn't know. There are certainly things in there that I didn't know, so I'm also learning with you today. We're going to move on to our next speaker, and I would now like to call on Ms. Anita Kwashi. She's a Senior Marketing and Investment Promotion Manager at the Ghana Free Zones Authority. She is going to give us some remarks on behalf of the CEO, Ambassador Mike Opey. Peter.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, Papa Olson Kumar, Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and the Republic of Ireland, Mr. Yofi Grant, the CEO of GIPC, heads of government agencies present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am representing the Ghana prisoners and speaking on behalf of Ambassador Mike who planned to be here, but unfortunately he couldn't make it due to other equally important engagements. As Mr. Grant has highlighted, Ghana's locational advantage is very good, and we ride on the fact of Ghana as presented by the GIPC to promote the free zones. The Ghana Free Zones is an export-oriented program. It's also a special purpose vehicle to promote export out of Ghana. Under the Ghana Free Zones, the whole of Ghana is accessible, and so investors are able to locate on the free zones enclave or all over Ghana. That is, if an investor wants to be close to the source of raw material. Unlike other countries where free zone enterprises are mandated to be in a special economic zone. Free zone enterprises are mandated also to export a minimum of 70%. And so if you locate in Ghana as a free zone enterprise, you need to export 70% out of Ghana, enjoy the tax incentives that comes with it, but you can enjoy 30% on the local market and pay the duties that comes with offloading onto the local market. The sectors that we cover is service, license, manufacturing, commercial, and developer. Free zone enterprises also enjoy some incentives that's more elaborate than what you get from other programs in Ghana. And this is 100% exemptions on import tax for goods and services for your products. And then you also enjoy handholding services from the Free Zone Secretariat. So you do not have to process your vehicles, immigration, everything is done by the Free Zones. We also offer handholding services to onboard you. We work with GIPC on the onboarding process. I lead the handholding with my colleagues at the Free Zones, and so I'm able to solve the bottlenecks that comes with other frontline agencies when people want to come on board. And again, we do this with the GIPC. I will play a short video on the incentives that Free Zone enterprises enjoy. Thank you very much for your attention.
The bloom of the colorful cloudy skies echoes the plot my grandfather made. His vision carried the secrets of his ancestors, and that is what he translated to village. This is what feeds the family. When he stepped out in the grandeur of his handiwork, all called him a giant man. My father inherited my grandfather's dream, a father passing on an ancestral vision to a son. My father was a businessman. While my grandfather saw opportunity in the community, my father saw the next big picture, and I was with him every step of the way. He took took the business on wheels to the city. A journey that came with its own obstacles. When it got to him, I would ask, is everything okay? His assurance is what I inherited with his business, and Tumahine Company Limited. My nimble fingers gave the business the gentle feminine touch it needed to go beyond boundaries. The global textile market size is anticipated to reach close to $1 billion by 2028, and Tumahine needed a big share of that. And that is why I needed the free zones opportunity to take the next step. But the question remains, you should be willing to export 70% or more of your goods. Are you ready? Yes! With a handshake, I was ushered through the registration processes. I needed to submit all my business documents for assessment. Once the business was approved by the board, the incentives were out of this world. 100% exemption from all imports and export duties. 100% exemption from payment of income tax on profits for 10 years. Total exemption from payment of withholding taxes, no import licensing requirements, minimal custom formalities, and several other benefits that ensure that we achieve maximum profits from all our export earnings. And just like that, the family business has become a free zones company with unlimited access to the rest of the world. Now I know my dad and grandfather will be proud.
We've also taken business global with the Ghana Free Zones. Contact us today on 030-278-0535 for more details. The world awaits. Ghana Free Zones, beyond the horizon.
Thank you very much, Anita, for letting us know what the Ghana Free Zones is all about. It's nice to see everything that you do alongside what GIQC is doing as well in terms of hand-holding those that want to invest in Ghana. Next on our agenda, ladies and gentlemen, we have some remarks from Ms. Ajoba Chiama. She's Executive Director for the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to rely on the existing protocols, but I would like to acknowledge especially His Excellency the High Commissioner of Ghana to the UK and the Republic of Ireland, who is patron of the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce in the UK. So he's my witness as I stand here today. Thank you. A lot has been said about Ghana and why it's an attractive destination for business. And so I'm just going to focus on what the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce stands for and why we are here today. We are a member-based organization, so we are a club of companies of sorts. And we were established with financial support from the UK to have international trade in Ghana. But in actual fact, we promote trade between the UK and Ghana, both ways. So we also work very closely with the government of Ghana because, of course, businesses cannot operate in a vacuum. They operate with the support of government through government policy and the creation of an enabling business environment. So, as I mentioned, the Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK is our patron in the UK, and the British High Commissioner to Ghana is our patron in Ghana. And therefore, we also work closely with the British High Commissioner in Ghana, and that's how we support UK businesses operating in Ghana. Since our establishment in 2016, we've attracted almost 200 companies into our membership. However, along the way, we've lost a few of them because either they ceased to exist, or for some reason or the other, they drop off, the membership has lapsed, but sometimes they do come back if there is a growing concern. So in terms of active membership, we currently have about 180, and these are made up of UK businesses operating in Ghana and also Ghanaian businesses that are operating in Ghana and also do business with the UK. In terms of the way we operate on the 3 platforms of networking. So we encourage our member businesses to network with each other, do business with each other, and also with our extensive network of stakeholders such as state institutions in Ghana like the GIPC and the Free Zones Authority, and our key advocate in the Ghana government, of course, is the Honourable Minister of Trade. And so anything that affects doing business in Ghana will be necessarily bring to the attention of the Minister of Trade, and we will follow up to ensure that our concerns are addressed. And in order to do this, we have introduced an annual business climate survey, and the report of which I'm sure Mr. Grant will attest to that he has read the previous ones, and it's become something that has become the voice of UK businesses doing business in Ghana. We are governed by a very, very strong board. I think some of my board members are supposed to be here from Ghana, but I can't see them now. But we also have a UK-based advisory board that's chaired by Papa and Linda Wayo, who's here today, is also a member. So you will notice that we have a really, really, really strong backing of people who have built their reputations in very strong areas of endeavor. And so the UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce is seen as a trusted institution. And apart from advocacy and networking, we also offer trade services. But a lot of these trade services we do not do ourselves. We will introduce you to the right institutions because we cannot be a jack of all trades. But the important thing is that we have the right network to support anybody who wants to do either business in the UK or in Ghana. And so our tagline is creating networks, connecting businesses, and in sum, that is us. And we only ask that you will pay an annual membership fee. It's not a huge amount of money, but I would encourage everybody listening to me to visit our website. I believe it's on the screen, and follow us on social media. We're everywhere on social media, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and you'll find that we're constantly active, and there's so much that you can benefit from being associated with us. Apart from being in Ghana and in the UK, we are part of the global network of British Chambers of Commerce. So wherever there's a British chamber, we are connected to that chamber in the world. So we don't have to necessarily support you in that market, but we can do the right introductions for you. And in recent times, particularly since the pandemic, we've extended our footprint across Francophone West Africa as well, because for those of you who know, the British High Commission in Accra provides consular services to Togo and Benin as well. I think it was recently announced that the British High Commissioner is now High Commissioner to Togo, but we provide support to Burkina Faso and Benin as well. And so we've got contacts in those markets, and we've also made contact in Guinea, Senegal, and we are offering trade missions in these markets as well. So it's not just Ghana that we offer. I'm not going to talk too much. Like I said, our contacts are on here. You may contact me today or later on. My email address is there, and we can talk further and I can give more details. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ajaba, for the brilliant remarks and for shedding light on the brilliant work that the UK GCC is doing in bridging the gap between the diaspora and the UK, creating networks, connecting businesses. Keep up the good work. Ladies and gentlemen, Oneness International Foods is one of Europe's leading wholesalers for worldwide food since 1946. So I'm sure they definitely know what they're talking about when they talk about imports and exports. It's been a long time. We're happy to have with us today Mr. George Phillips, the Commercial Director for Oneness International Foods, to give us some remarks.
Your Excellency, Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to address such a distinguished gathering of ministers, business leaders, members of professional bodies, and other key figures in the commercial and business sector for Ghana. I think we all agree that the bonds between Ghana and the UK are many and go back decades, and that provides an incredibly strong base for economic cooperation between our nations. I'm proud to represent Oneness International Foods, one of Europe's largest importers and distributors of food and drink from West Africa. We've been around, as we've said, for many years, and we started very early as a retail outlet in East London in the 1960s, serving worthy immigrant communities to the UK with food from Africa, the Caribbean, which you couldn't find in the UK in those days. Over the years we've grown, and we're now an international food business operating across the globe with a turnover of approximately 100 million. Most importantly, we're still a family business. The same family runs the business to this day, and we're very proud of it, and that filters all the way down through our business. I think at Oneness, our bond with the West African nations and the communities in the UK is very strong. As I said, we were one of the very first companies to start serving those people in the UK, and that's still a core part of our business to this day. So, what's the size of the prize for economic growth? Enormous. Most recent government estimates, pending the results of last year's census, say that around 15% of the UK population are of Black, Asian, mixed or other ethnic groups. We put that another way, that's the same as the population of Sierra Leone or Burundi. So it's a big pot to go after. Significant amongst these communities are those from the West African nations, and that's principally, of course, Ghana and Nigeria. I think it's fair to say the contribution to the economy and prosperity of the UK is considerable, notwithstanding the fact that we count Ghanaians amongst our own team at Oneness. One of my favourite statistics is that 3 current members of our parliament are of Ghanaian descent. This includes no less a figure than Kwasi Kwarteng, former Secretary of State for Business and actually a contender to be our next Prime Minister. Things have changed since yesterday. However, it underlines the role Ghanaians play in our society, and that's getting very close to the top of our society, so I think it really says a lot about the community in the UK, but I'll stay away from politics for now. Back to trade, and quite frankly, the opportunities are immense. But Oneness Ghana is one of our largest trading partners. We import products as diverse as Gari, cassava, beans, pulses, seasonings, plums, food and drinks, amongst an enormous portfolio. And I'm currently importing over 100 containers a year from Ghana. So, and that's growing. We work both with manufacturing partners in Ghana who pack for us, but we also work with brand owners in Ghana who import their brands to the UK and distribute them. So examples of that would be Praise Food, McDonald's, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, and Trophy are 3 of the brands we do very well with in the UK. So it's both things, it's whether it's packing and producing in Ghana, and for us as an importer, or shipping Ghanaian brands to the UK for distribution in the market here. Underlying the opportunity we see for products from Ghana, we actually launched our own brand called Ghana Best. I don't know if you've seen the Oneness booth outside, you'll see a few products there. And that includes products that Ghanaian packers and manufacturers produce for us. It's actually our fastest growing brand. We have quite a few from across the world in the business, but it's our fastest growing brand, which I think says a lot about the potential for Ghanaian and West African in general food in the UK. And it's one of the cuisines that's really growing fast at the moment. And I think we see a lot of growth outside of the Ghanaian community as well as other people embrace the cuisine. But from a commercial point of view, it underlines the opportunity for export from Ghana food products to the UK. We're actively building our product range sourced from Ghana. So, yes, we do 100 plus containers, but actually we're looking for more partners in Ghana, be it packers, producers, brand owners who want to get their brand into the market here. We carry a small selection, but there are many more that I think would have potential in the UK. So we're always open to meeting new producers with the aim of working together. The market in the UK, as I said, continues to grow despite global events, and we're committed to playing our part in this, and in so doing continue to strengthen our own commercial ties with Ghana. Perhaps outside the scope of this forum, but one is also building a growing business in Ghana where we are exporting from the UK into the market there, and we've begun to build quite an interesting and fast-growing business there with local partners in Ghana distributing for us. So actually it's an interesting kind of two-way relationship for us. So I hope this snapshot and the small insight into ones is an image report from Ghana shows some of the possibilities that exist. If it works for us, it'll work for others. And we're not the only importer in the UK. I'd like to think we're one of the larger ones. But I think there are immense opportunities in speaking from a food background. And actually, someone said to me the other day, the great thing about food is it brings people together. What better way to start? So, thank you for listening, and I wish the forum every success.
Thank you very much, George. Now I feel quite short watching you standing here. I feel extremely short. And thank you for acknowledging the role that Ghanaians play here in the UK as well. That's very much appreciated. For the SMEs that came all the way from Ghana, George is definitely the man to speak to if you want to look to expand your business. Just find George and have a chat with him. It's nice to see all the nice things George has got to say about Ghana. Thank you. Can I please ask if Mr. Charlie Sainsbury is here, please? Okay, Mr. Sainsbury is the West Africa Policy Advisor in Bilateral Trade Relations, Direct Trade in the UK, and we are honored to have him here with us today to share some remarks on behalf of the Department for International Trade. Mr. Sainsbury.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, all the guests. I'm very glad to be here today on this important forum. So, my name is Charlie. I'm here representing the UK's Department for International Trade, in particular our Bilateral Trade Relations Directorate, and I work for the Africa team. So, my team works to enhance the UK's trading relationship with Ghana, and we support businesses operating in Ghana or thinking of operating in Ghana. We work closely with colleagues at the High Commission in Accra to make sure that businesses working and operating in Ghana have full access to the potential benefits of Ghana as an economy. It's great to see so much interest today in Ghana. At the Department for International Trade, we see great potential for the UK-Ghana trading relationship, and that relationship has gone from strength to strength. Last year, we signed the UK-Ghana Trade Partnership Agreement, and we look forward to deepening our trade ties through this agreement. We're also glad to have hosted the UK-Ghana Business Council a few months ago. The UK-Ghana Business Council is a governing forum that we have held jointly since 2018, and through that we look to address market access barriers and to enhance our deep trade ties. Ghana is a key partner for the UK. Trade between the UK and Ghana actually grew last year by 9%, and that just shows that post-COVID-19 pandemic, we have still a lot more trading relationship to go further. We will continue to support UK investment in Ghana. UK export finance support brought in about £412 million in investment in Ghana in 2 years. And we are glad to see Ghana continue to play a leading role in the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, which promises to be a game changer for Africa's economic development. I'll leave it there, but I'm very much looking forward to talking with you all later on this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Can I please ask if the Deputy Minister is here yet? Okay, I know he was making his way from the airport. I know he's almost here. So we'll just move on. We'll move on to the next speaker while we wait for the Deputy Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker for today is a Government of Ghana's representative here in the UK, His Excellency Papa Oswan Kuma, Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Republic of Ireland. Shall we welcome him with a round of applause, please?
Thank you very much. And, welcome all of you to this event, and really commend the Ghana Party in the park for incorporating a business forum in this year's celebration. It should not all be celebration and party, but it is important that Ghana makes money out of it and we build networks. So while we celebrate Ghana through the arts and culture as a diaspora, incorporating the promotion of goods and services also advertises Ghana as the gateway to Africa. Of course, we see that we are the center of the world, probably the most convenient place in the world to access all the other continents: Europe, Asia, North America, etc., etc. So you are located in Ghana in terms of access to the world. It's probably the best place. That is why we are always encouraging the private sector in the UK to invest in Africa, particularly Ghana. And it's not because Ghana is the only place, but from Ghana, you can also have access to the whole of Africa. And that is the future. Because with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area in Ghana, we are hoping that with joint ventures with UK companies and with UK money, we'll be able to make the best return on investments that we ever made. I dare say that, the United Kingdom is an extraordinary country. I know that we're talking about politics, but it's important. If you want to feel the heart of a country, get a sense of its politics, right? And if you look at those contesting to be Prime Minister, to succeed Boris Johnson, you look at them, very diverse. Women, and then Black, Asian, and minority ethnic. It tells you that there's something about the UK which you cannot have in any other country in the world. That is why, with Africa being the continent of this century, the United Kingdom should rediscover its past and be the first to set the pace. Because we have so many Africans or British who are also of African descent, the Caribbean and Africa itself. So anytime I have the opportunity to talk about business and investment in Africa and Ghana, I say that I would want to see the UK play a leading role. There are other countries, other continents, yes. We have China, yes. We have even India. Yes, India. We are cousins. But we want to move with the United Kingdom because the United Kingdom is the second home of every Ghanaian. That's how I always say, if you come to the UK, don't be surprised to find at least a member of every extended family in Ghana being resident in the United Kingdom. So that is our home. Most people, when they want to embark on education outside Ghana, will be thinking of the UK and nowhere else. And we must leverage that, deepen the bond. And now that the UK is now looking global, I say that for Africa, your best partner is Ghana. So, and I welcome you all. Let us network. Let us talk among ourselves. And I'm sure we'll build long relationships at this forum. And thank you for the organizers. And I'm hoping that we'll never stop talking about Ghana and UK building trade and investment relationships. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We do love the uniqueness of the United Kingdom, so it would be refreshing to actually see it take a lead role in investing in Africa, especially in Ghana. We're well represented here, of course, as Haji said, so let's leverage on that and deepen the ties. So I'm sure after all the few speeches we've listened to, we're probably a bit parched by now, ladies and gentlemen. So at this point, we are going to take a 15-minute tea and coffee break. Well, we're in London, so we're doing tea and coffee in the afternoon. So bear with us if you're coming from Ghana. You'll love it. We've got some pastries to go with it. So let's take a 15-minute tea and coffee break and then regroup here for the second part. Thank you.
Yes.
KBL Foundation Media Before we have
So I shouldn't show it now?
panel.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
because everyone's going to go out, so if you show it now.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna. Okay, that's
So
fine.
when it's, yeah, just before the panel.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's all right.
Did you take some of this?
Yeah. I'll just play some background. Haven't seen him. Very good. Play something. Straight to the point. That's it.
I was thinking, what? Can this guy hear the microphone?
Sorry?
No, the voice. I was trying to tell you to cut either bring up the mids because you were struggling on the mics.
No, you know why? It's the catch-22. What I need to do now? Walk.
So you won't give us our t-shirt? We've been
Sorry,
ushering with this.
I'm so sorry. Where's my t-shirt?
No, you're not welcome. Sorry. Let that in love give us our Mama will say we did not come.
No, it's cool. You guys are doing
Yes, of course I do. So I'll keep in touch. I'll give you a shout out. Yes, it is. It is. So when is Let me just take a picture of you. I have to get
The chain of support that exists between the I'm a business here as
But let me have a grasp on that, and we'll take a look later.
I was trying to get you to say what you said. The customer service you mentioned, or you didn't want to mention Thank you so much. I just wanted him to say that one. No. You forgot it. We talked about this. So it's not. You are the strength. It's not joining us. It's not joining
So basically,
Just to get
Even the important people nobody should travel. The release will start again. So we will wait for we will get you one of these guys. Okay. Double to so in the near future you will have to understand Ghana. Yes, and then you have to register here to have the GIS so that you can get the incentives. So if you don't register here, you won't get yes, we do. Actually, this one is going to okay. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
My name is Marcel. I am from Nicholas Lombo competition.
So what should I say? Ghana is a matter of
So you are a business, right? Are you already an investor?
Yes.
Are you and you're looking to do more? Sorry, how do you phrase it? Okay, so let's talk about what has made you out of
Can you let us know who's at
Thank you.
So you sit still as your name and your organization. So what's your name and your organization?
Award winners. CNN award winners.
Sending money.
Award winner. I know the award winner. Number 5 international award.
Should we push people in another start? This one will not go on the other side. There's another mic there, but I'm going to be your crowd. Uncle Honum.
Let's
work our way.
Yeah, let's work our way to right now that it's done to get the live online on louder
and you know what we do is turn the speaker down. I've done that actually. I turned it down a bit. Testing. Ah, 1 2 1 2 1 2.
The screen. So the high frequency is hitting back on the screen, and there's no more.
Okay. Send it by email.
I'm gonna move this here
To moving. Okay, just move it. 1 2 testing. 1 2 1 2 testing 1 2 testing. Okay, it's louder now.
Oh, so there's no sellotape there via again.
Hey, Eben, Mr. Mumpet, Munim.
We have to sellotape before we start because it's not safe.
Eben, you're my favor. Kokeji or stand, no more sellotape. Okay. It's too low though.
What do you want me to do? What are you, no mic in it?
Mic, yeah, okay.
Go on. Again. What's the stop credit stop share? As I say, you get more on the live.
One more inside right now, sir. What's it? Oh,
I walked past it.
she was trying to say hello to me. Miss Carter said, "That's my man."
I said like, that's why we do one chain and we share that can't say, oh,
me blanket. Blanket.
Lady speak to you.
Why? Yeah, find something to put me wrong, Casa. One time. But Mark is not here, right? That's what I said. That's what. But where are they? They're calling people in. At least we're almost finished. Oh, okay. Oh, boy, they should come. I thought she was calling them. Oh, Linda. Ato. When I finish, I'll just put the set over there and then we'll just put but I mean, good one. Exactly. And then what did you say? It's a very good flavor. Oh, yeah. Very good. Very good. I'm continuing for another.
Was Rosemary speaking before we start?
Who?
Rosemary.
Yeah, where is she?
Does she want to speak before we do the diaspora chat?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I'll let her then.
She's coming. I'm going to What's it? I think so. Yeah, we'll get 56 out there. I think the next set of speakers will come.
Rosemary can speak there.
I think the break was too long.
15 minutes, that's fast.
It's more than 15 minutes. I've asked them to bring help.
I'm gonna get here. You're quite welcome anyway. Where you from? Jamaica? I was talking to my very good friend over the other day. Ambassador Byron Blake. Next ambassador actually with UN.
No, I won't stand there. I'll tell it to them. I don't want on TV. She called me superstar. I was in Ghana last week and I called
There are 2 chairs now.
Yeah.
So 2 people are speaking.
So Rosemary has spoken. There are 2 chairs on stage. So
After the spoken, yeah.
no, let's put it there then.
Okay.
Sounds like, yeah, there was like a period where we were like this, like, building out and building yeah, I've lived out there for 3 years.
Ready? Linda. Let me see.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we're all refreshed. It looks like we're all applying some Ghana time there. That was a very, very long 15 minutes. But let's get started. So we will be kicking off the second part of this forum with a diaspora chat. But before we do that, I would like to invite Rosemary Archer, who is the Deputy CEO for Exim Bank, to give us some remarks. Good morning, colleagues from Ghana. Good morning. Good afternoon to the investor community here. And okay, I can see H is gone. Mark is not here. Hello to all of them. It's a great honor to address this community this afternoon. Basically, I'm sure in the morning there were speeches from various groups. Business community. Yes, one is okay. So basically, I'm not here to give long theories, very practical. We are a bank that exists to promote international trade. You can see it's Exim, so export and import. Our main objective is to support and develop trade directly and indirectly between Ghana and other countries, and to promote Ghana's competitiveness in the international marketplace. In the past, we've supported various businesses from poultry, pharmaceutical, oil palm, coconut, cassava, pineapple, basically the non-traditional export. The garment and textile industry is very dear to our hearts, and in previous years, we've supported them. I'm here this afternoon to encourage and to impose confidence in the diaspora here in London. We need your businesses home. Ghana Exim Bank supports cross-border trading. I was speaking to a gentleman out there, Tete Plaha, so many years ago in the 90s. I used to model for him, and I was surprised to see him here. And it's interesting. He was telling me he sources his wax prints from Ghana and produces made in Ghana attires here in London. With such an enterprise, Ghana Exim Bank is poised to support him, at least in the purchasing of the raw materials from Ghana to produce it here.
I spoke to one is out there and he tells me he stocks 10,000 products. And I inquired, which of your products are from Ghana? He says from Gary, whatever. It's not encouraging. We are positioned to support more Ghanaian-led businesses to export to the UK after going through the standardization, quality controls, and what have you. So this afternoon, it's simple. I came to tell the investor community here, in particular the diaspora community, we need you home. We are positioned to support your businesses. So come, let's talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Rosemary. I'm sure it would interest you to know that there are some of us here who have not only just listened, but have actually heeded the call to go back to the motherland to do business in Ghana and have been successful at it. We have two of such diasporas in our midst, and at this point I'd like to invite them to the stage to share their experiences of doing business in Ghana. They are Elliot Daddy, CEO of KGL Foundation, and Isiobin, CEO of Founder Vine.
Yeah. Before, okay, let me show it now. I don't know. What was kind of about that? I will let him.
Okay.
Thanks, yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Elliot Daddy, CEO of KGL Foundation. So just to kind of give you a little bit of context about KGL Foundation. So it's a foundation that's set up as the CSR arm of the KGL Group, our parent group. And we've been running the foundation for about a year and a half now. So what we specialize in is arts and culture, youth empowerment. Youth empowerment is a really big one. It's a really personal thing. Education, sports, healthcare, all these different things. In the past year and a half now, we've done a lot of different projects, mostly within Accra, but we're now looking to branch out to the different regions. We've done collaborations with the Rebecca Foundation, the First Ladies Foundation, and Timir Empowerment Humanitarian Projects, the second lady of Ghana's Foundation. We do a lot of work with marginalized communities in this space. So we work with young girls in Nima who are forced off into child marriage at an early age. We do a lot of work with them to empower them and educate them and teach them skills such as computer coding, all these different things. We do a lot of sports initiatives in Jamestown with the young people there. We work with a lot of artists there. We engage with the GFA, with our parent group is responsible for funding the Black Stars. So we kind of had to come in from an angle that supports the Juvenile League and support the next generation of Black Stars from there. So we do a lot in this space. For me, it's been a huge privilege really to just be able to come back to my country because my background is in non-profits. So I've done a lot of work, supporting charities in various different parts of Africa, and I spent some time in Israel and France and all these different places. And to me, it kind of didn't make sense that I was doing all this work in other countries and not another country I'm from. I mean, I was raised by two really proud Ghanaians, and it just made sense for me to come home and really build the legacy that they built up for me. So I'm very grateful to be able to do that, and really happy to work up on so far. So I guess that's it for me.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, so I'm CEO of Foundervine. My name is Izzy Obey, and Foundervine exists to support founders from diverse backgrounds in the UK to start up, scale up and raise investment. We do that by partnering with companies who align with our missions. We work across government in the UK and industry Partners include Barclays Bank, Lloyds Banking Group, several universities and local councils. And all of our work is focused on helping founders who haven't traditionally had access to the networks, the support, the training, the funding that they need to grow, and providing that access in different ways. I moved to Ghana 3 years ago. I convinced my husband that we were going to move out there and kind of it was important to me to connect with Ghana again, but that's the personal reason. But the professional reason was that I saw a huge opportunity in Ghana, not just for us to return, but to support really, really great, highly skilled talent in Ghana and provide them with opportunities to grow businesses, but also to work with us in different ways. And so it's been a really, really interesting journey for us. And one of our biggest projects in Ghana at the moment is a program funded by a Swiss foundation to support 20,000 young people in the Greater Accra region and the Ashanti region to build digital skills, and 500 teachers to support digital skills education across Ghana. And we're doing that in partnership with the consortium of 5 organisations on the ground, all committed to supporting capacity building amongst our younger people in Ghana so they can build tech companies of tomorrow. So I don't know how much to say at this point, but I'm deeply passionate about supporting innovation and diversity in innovation, because it's not just the companies we buy from every day that we need to think about building diversity, and it's kind of thinking about the future that we want to see. And if we don't have more women and people from less represented backgrounds building them, then that's not the kind of future that I want to live in as well. So we're 24 people in the UK and Ghana, really, really passionate about supporting founders to grow. And yeah, happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Elliot and Izzy, for that. I think they deserve a round of applause for this event today. So we will be having a bigger Q&A session at the end of all the presentations, but I'm sure that one burning question that would be on the mind of everyone, to both Izzy and Elliot, would be, what kind of challenges did you face? I can't assume it would have been all rosy. So what kind of challenges did you face and how do you overcome them?
I guess I'll kind of start this off. I think one of the biggest one for me is just, oh God, okay. I think a big challenge for me is that I think I was in over my head with a lot of different things, and I think the main kind of challenge for me was like, when you kind of move back to Ghana, there's a big culture shock for some of us. Like I think for some diasporans and people who were mainly raised in the UK, they have a certain perception of how we are. So it was quite difficult in the beginning for me to convince people that I work in a different way, and to kind of just to kind of have them get used to me. Actually, I think that was the main concern. I was doing a lot of work in a lot of marginalized communities actually, and just to kind of engage with them and just have them. I really kind of want able to potentially just understand their point of view, because I think if I'm not doing that, then I can't really work with them at all. So I just kind of went in, tried my best to understand them, and I've been able to learn a lot. And I think just not in my professional life, but just me as a person, I'm more enriched and I know more, and I'm really privileged to be able to kind of go into Nima and speak with these people, go to Jamestown and speak with these people. So I think it was just a cultural shock that was kind of my biggest challenge, but I think I'm a lot better for it, I would say.
I was just about to say, is it safe to say you've overcome the culture shock, but you just said it right there. So thank you. Over to you, Izzy.
So Ghana has some incredibly talented young people who are graduating and who have a lot to offer. And one of the biggest challenges we've had is building our Ghana team and supporting them to cater to the needs of our UK team. And I'm really interested to speak to companies who have been in a similar situation. We put out a role last year, and where in the UK we typically We have 30 or so applications for a role. We had over 500 applications for that role, and similarly roll out now that has over 300 applications. There are people who want opportunities, and I think there's a real challenge in terms of upskilling individuals to be able to cater to the needs of international organisations. But that's an opportunity more than a challenge, I would say, in that it's a no-brainer for me, I think, particularly in terms of remote working post-COVID, to have Ghanaians who are working remotely for UK and European-based organisations where on the same time zone, everyone speaks English, everyone is well educated and has multiple degrees. And if we can find a way to facilitate better, working and better infrastructure to support that working, internet connection and all of that stuff, so we can have more kind of remote opportunities, I think there's just so much more that we can do. So I think that's the biggest challenge.
Okay, I love that you're seeing opportunity in the midst of challenges. So well done and keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Elliot and Izzy. We will have a bigger Q&A session after this. So if you're still around, I'm sure the audience will have some questions for you as well. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from one more diaspora today. We're going to hear from one more diaspora, but before we do that, let's watch this video from KBR Foundation. Thank you very much for that, Elliot and Izzy. So I'd like to call on stage now Ms. Jennifer Dunn Profile. She's the head of diaspora engagement for Viva Diaspora Network. Just to give us a few
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As been introduced, my name is Jennifer Dunn. I'm the head of diaspora engagement for an organisation called the Viva Diaspora Network. We are a project or an affiliate of the Viva Enterprise. For those of you that do not know Viva Enterprise, Viva was founded by our CEO, Lady Jenta Martin Mbui, who had a vision to engage, connect, and support the diaspora community all over the world. And through that, we established the Viva Diaspora Network. The Viva Diaspora Network is a membership community of diasporans from all over the world. We've got diasporans in Ghana, as well as different parts of the world. And we aim to support them. We aim to effectively hold their hands. We aim to create a community where we can share ideas with like-minded people, connect, help people support, and help people establish their businesses and invest in Ghana. It's very important, as I was listening to my colleagues from KGL and other foundations, that some of the difficulties people have is the culture shock, the change, the transition as they move to Ghana, as they learn about different ways of doing business, learn about different work ethics, learn about different systems. It's important to receive that support in that whole transition. And what we do not want to find is that people are frustrated, people are running back, people are fed up. So you really do need that support community around. And that's what we do as a diaspora, as a Viva Diaspora Network. And we do these in lots of different ways. Just to give an overview, we have a one-to-one session. It can be an individual, it can be an organisation. Doesn't really mean. We have a one-to-one session where we try and establish your needs. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's vision or ideas of what they want to do is slightly different. And it's important that we have that one-to-one session to try and establish your needs and what it is that you want with your connection, with your transition, or your pursuit in investing in Ghana. We also have regular meetups. So we have a network community of diasporans from all over the world, and we regularly meet up. So it can be social, informal, more formal settings. We also run diaspora conversations. And with the diaspora conversations, we talk about specific issues that affect diasporans. So say, for example, many of our community members are concerned about the health service. They may have come from America, they may have come from the UK, where they're used to the 999 or 911 emergency services. How do they transition and get an understanding of how the health system works and runs in Ghana? And those are the kind of conversations that we need to be having with people for them to really understand what it means to move and to connect and reconnect with Ghana. There's a whole heap of things that I can say, but we are there to support you, we are there to understand and listen to your needs, and we are there to create a community that supports each other. Because what we do not want, as I mentioned before, is people being frustrated and running back. For those of you that haven't seen, we do have a flyer, we do have a stand outside, so please do stop by, speak to one of the members, speak to one of the team members, ask questions, take a flyer, put down the details, and we will get in touch with you with more information. Thank you, listen.
Thank you very much for that, Jennifer. Continue doing the good work you're doing with regard to support diaspora and their transition to Ghana. Before I introduce the next set of speakers, I would like to acknowledge the presence of some of our legendary musicians that have flown in all the way from Ghana to support us. We have in our midst Mr. Kofi MT and KK Kutu. Shall we give them a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining us. So next, to give us an overview of the fintech space in Ghana and also to share some investment opportunities, I think it's safe to say we've heard enough about why we should go to Ghana. Now we need to know what's there that we can go and do. So I'd like to invite to the stage Nana Adomako. She's a co-founder of TapTapSend, and she's going to give us an overview of the fintech space in Ghana and also tell us about some investment opportunities available in that space. Nana.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests. Standing on all three principles. Nice to see so many of you here today. So as Linda mentioned, I am the co-founder of TapTapSend Ghana, based in the UK, and also the co-founder of Very Technology, which is a Ghana fintech based in Ghana. So it's going to be very fintech heavy, but I love it. In 2009, mobile money disrupted the tech scene with a groundbreaking solution to financial services, bringing in all those who were previously unbanked and unable to facilitate normal transfers of money from people in different areas and regions in Ghana, and just made it completely streamlined and quick and very efficient. Market traders, young adults, unbanked workers have all been transformed by the development of this kind of technology. And Momo has rapidly become the transaction medium of choice for the majority in Ghana. Momo has expanded from a niche offering to the bedrock of what many tech companies now use to develop their products. And companies like Very, TapTapSend, rely on mobile money to deliver money to people wherever they are in Ghana. Today, there's no region in Ghana without a mobile money number.
Just an insight on the transaction size from January to March this year in Ghana alone, 1.5 billion memory transactions have taken place, to the equivalent of a transaction value of almost 30.6 billion USD. So today, the fintech in Ghana scene takes advantage of the successes of this technology to spur an even more inclusive digital economy by creating opportunities for faster and more efficient remittances, payments of bills, access to lending market, and many more. Within remittances alone, hundreds of millions are processed every month to Ghana into mobile money wallets, and eager fintechs that are coming up are taking advantage of this technology and looking to the next frontier, whether that be delivering insurance, pensions, mortgages, or what have you. The scale of what MoMA has done just within the remittance market, for example, 4 years ago, before just as TapTapSend was starting, most of our competitors or the other providers around were all charging, most were charging fees. People were still queuing up to go to banks, both in Ghana and in UK, or the local African shop, to be able to send money to their loved ones. Fast forward 4 years on, I don't think you'll find any of the top performing remittance providers even charging fees. So you can see that this technology has drastically reduced the cost of even being able to send money to invest in Ghana to support your family and friends, which is transformational. The Bank of Ghana have recorded between 70 to 72 fintechs currently operating on the ground, and investors are eyeing Ghana as one of the go-to places, and it's becoming an increasingly attractive market to build and invest in fintechs, as it's less saturated than some of our neighbors. We've been seeing much of this success in homegrown fintechs like Float, Dash, and Chipper, who are raising tens of millions of US dollars for investment in their platform to expand internationally. Today's fintech scene primarily covers peer-to-peer transfers, alternative wallets like Momo, remittances, and KYC. And we've seen even crazy governmental institutions like GIPS partake in some of this technology by launching their own apps like Ghana Pay. We're seeing other innovative developments from apps like Chango, which facilitates crowdfunding. So you no longer have to battle in WhatsApp groups to distribute contributions for funerals and weddings and stuff like that. So it's made these nuances a lot more efficient. And also technology like BluePay enable people, everyday people in Ghana, to be able to pay for their groceries and stuff more easier with mobile money. Recent entrants like Zuberi and Bitsika are creating a new era of fintech, fusing it with a social kind of status to prepare for the incoming huge generation of millennials who will soon take over in the near future. On the ground now, government and corporate institutions are enabling the fintech market with their accelerator programs. So the Fintech and Innovation Office have launched a sandbox, much similar to the FCA sandbox, where fintechs can come and experiment, test out their technologies or their ideas in like a safe, regulated environment. So there's loads of innovative opportunities in Ghana. Within insurance, pensions, and lending. 4 years ago, I went to Ghana for Easter, and I was so convinced when I came back, like, I had to move there, in September. I'm moving to Ghana, I quit my job. And I was like fintech had just been popping in the UK, and I was like, this needs to happen in Ghana right now. I can see it. Funnily enough, it wasn't the time for that. However, joining TapTapSend at that time gave me the wealth of experience and understanding of the market and of the people to be able to start my own fintech 4 years on. And like I said, right now there's just so much that can be done in insurance, in pensions. There are loads of
infant industries in Ghana that are open for disruption. So yeah, I see the next phase of fintech being enabled by open banking, which will give fintechs access to more data to build meaningful products. As someone who has seen the first-hand opportunity in fintech in the diaspora and more recently in Ghana, I think this is the prime time to be invested in fintechs and supporting fintechs and tech companies in general with the capacity to grow excellently. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nana, for that. I'm sure loads of people would have some questions for you after this, and will also be grateful for the chance to network with you, just to find out how you went about setting up your own fintech 4 years on. Thank you. So next on our list here, we're going to talk about Ghana's real estate industry. We've got Mr. Ebo Akwa here. He's the CEO for Blue Rose Limited and also the Vice President for Grader. He's going to give us a general overview and also mention some investment opportunities in the Ghana real estate industry.
I was expecting a cocoa break, not a coffee break.
When you go to Rome, you do what the
Next
Romans
time,
do.
make sure we are promoting Ghana. So next time, we should be cocoa break. Now, after that, I refuse to take my time.
It's a good joke, though.
I'm the black MD of Real Estate. He's also a vice president of Ghana Real Estate Association. Ghana Real Estate Association have a membership of 250 different developers forming the Ghana Real Estate Association. It started some 30 years ago with a membership of 14. And our mission is to make sure that we plan and help develop Ghana. Ghana currently has a housing deficit of about 2 million, and it keeps growing by about 50,000 every year. And we as Ghana real estate developers are able to contribute just about 4.7% of the housing need of Ghana. About 90% is being developed by individuals who are going through a lot of difficulty to develop it over a number of years. And I see the 2 million housing deficit as a big opportunity for everybody in this room, because where there are challenges, I believe the challenges are big. I want to acknowledge the presence of a good friend from Turkey who I met some years back in London and was desirous to come to Ghana to contribute this quarter. So many of our banks now want to go into mortgages, and because of the enacting of a law that now you can use your third year to support your mortgage. So very soon is going to be very, very attractive area that people will be looking for houses, and people are looking for houses in a certain range, in which it's about £25,000 to about £100,000. Yes, recently there was a survey that there are 40% of certain houses are unoccupied. Yes, because of our income, when people here, Ghana need houses, they come and they put up houses in the range of $250,000 to £500,000, and they expect people to buy and occupy. But I tell you, when you go with that intention, you will have a shock. My company provides houses in the range of between £20,000 to about £70,000, and I tell you, we are always related with a lot of course people who want them, and people want them all over Ghana, because the few real estate companies are all concentrated in Accra, Kumasi, and only few in Takoradi, but Other towns of Ghana is also developing. Like the Borno region, the Eastern region, they are all developing and we need investment. And I tell you, any person that is spending in Ghana, they are going to get that. And we are also going to make life better for us. If there are few challenges in the real estate, material keep, prices of material keep going up. But most of our buildings are also invested in dollars, so every time we are able to make a decent savings. So I will invite every investor come to Ghana and invest in real estate, and you will never regret doing that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that passionate appeal, Mr. Evo Akwa, CEO of Blue Rose Limited. I'm so sorry you didn't get a cocoa break, Evo. We just thought that being in London, it was really fair to let those that have travelled all the way from Ghana here enjoy some of the London traditions, because we've got wache and jollof out there. But then guess what? Our next speaker is from Cocoa Board. So, and they have a stand out there. They've got a stand out there. They've got some chocolates there. So hopefully, I'm hoping that their chocolates will make up for the lack of cocoa. Is that acceptable? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite to the stage now Mr. Fuad Mohammed Abubakar. He's the manager for Ghana Total Marketing UK. He will give us a general overview and talk about investment opportunities in Ghana's agribusiness. Fuad. A round of applause, please.
Thank you, Linda. And good afternoon once again. I believe the real estate boss didn't just mention cocoa, but it's because he has a very strong relationship with cocoa. So his uncle was the first managing director of Ghana Cocoa Marketing Company, was independent. And his remark re-emphasized the point that you cannot talk Ghana without mentioning cocoa. So thankfully we are here to give an overview of investment opportunities in agriculture, but definitely we will make mention of cocoa. You have my presentation?
Yeah. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, go on.
Well, I'll stand on existing protocols. You can see Mr. Yofi, whom I know way back at Data Bank, Mark of Mental Fame, and my boss, Mr. Bartels. So the presentation will basically look at the Ghana demographics, which I believe is known by all. Why agribusiness? We've heard others speak on fintech, others speaking on real estate, but why agribusiness? Then we look at the investment priority areas. These are carved from what the agency responsible for promoting investment, the GIPC, has highlighted under the Ghana Care project, among others. Then we try to look at the case of raw and value addition. Do we continually export raw products or value-added products? So we look at specific cases, quite interesting numbers to look at. Then the need for us to have a shift in strategy, the value addition approach, or the value chain approach, I should call it. Then we make a recommendation, since we do have some policy persons here. So the demographics are something that we all know. The most important one, we look at the GDP of 73 billion, out of which agricultural GDP is 13.2 billion. Can we improve that? We can double that, we can quadruple that if we get our strategies right, and we'll look at that. We can start. Okay. So in answering the question why agribusiness or agriculture should be a priority, with the exception of Singapore and maybe UAE, all nations industrialize on the back of agriculture. So that is something that should trigger our passion for agriculture. Two, we need food, we need to feed animals. Nearly 8 billion people or human beings. For the animal population, it's very difficult to give an estimate. But we do know that from the FAO, some estimates put livestock of cattle, sheep, and goat at 4 billion. Poultry, a composition of chicken, duck, goose, guinea fowl, and turkey at 28 billion. These creatures need to eat. And that is a business opportunity for all of us. Then we move to the linkages that agriculture has, and that's the industrialization aspect. The linkages to the pharmaceutical sector, construction, household, we all here, we have furnitures here, you need agriculture to have that. The petrochemical industry, beauty, retail, and household products. On specific emphasis on Ghana, even though we know of the gold, oil, and other sectors, agriculture has the highest potential to drive growth among the labor force. Why? Nearly 44% of our labor force fall within the agricultural sector. And I'm proud to say that even though the earnings from gold and oil might be bigger than cocoa, the one that has the highest significant local retention is cocoa, and by extension is agriculture. Again, it has an enhancer to support Ghana's BOP. I believe those at a high level will appreciate the kind of challenges we are in at the moment, and that is largely influenced by our BOP position. How do we change that? Agribusiness is a key solution for us to change that. By that, we look at two strategies. How do we promote or enhance foreign exchange earnings from agri-exports? Again, how do we utilize agribusiness to apply or to do import substitution so as to reduce pressure on the need for FX? Okay. Now, these are the key priority areas. As I mentioned, I picked it up from the national priority areas. Agro-processing industry, marketing and distribution, and its linkages to other sectors. That's the transportation, cost storage, warehousing, agricultural research development services, capacity building, agri-tech services, IT, weather extension. When our previous speaker was mentioning the fintech issues, if you are sending money, the person might invest the money into agriculture. If you are selling products externally, you need to have a gateway in order to be able to get your revenue. Where's the source of the revenue? It's highly likely to be from agriculture. Then, on key areas that have been mentioned in the project or in the policy document, key crops which we well know are well known to us: cocoa, oil palm, the non-traditional exports, shea nuts, cashew nuts, rubber, among others. We do have the staples, the likes of rice, corn, soy, so a whole range of agricultural products that we can invest in. So these are just things that we know. How do we approach it? Then we move to the next slide. Okay, so this is a clear case of cocoa. This is a clear case of cocoa. Now on the visual on the left, you have the value that the global shareholders of cocoa make from the chocolate value chain. Next to the list, farmers, that is where all producing countries, especially from West Africa, which contributes nearly 75% of global supply, that is where we reckon. So out of 130 billion chocolate industry, producing countries make just about 6.6 billion, less than $10 billion. So the price of cocoa beans is about 2,600. That's what we are fighting for over the past 2 years, struggling to reach that level. However, a bar of the newly launched Platinum Jubilee chocolate from Cadbury is about $5.3 for a 360 gram. That is equivalent to 14,000 per ton. Now you are selling raw cocoa beans at $2,600 per ton, which we have been struggling to. Over 2 days ago, there was a conference between Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and the chocolate industry, just to try and encourage them to understand that we need to pay that 2,600. Whereas we have the opportunity or the potential to go to a $14,000 when we are exporting value-added products. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so these are thankfully. Rarely will you visit Ghana without seeing the springing of chocolate made from Ghana. It can compete with chocolate made from anywhere. They do compare that it might be a bit harder to chew, but it's because of our temperature. So we know that when you make it softer, like a normal Cadbury or Mars bar, it will melt in a minute. Can we make chocolate to fit the other climates? Yes, we can. Thankfully, Ghana has the potential to become the chocolate hub of Africa. To do that, we need the diaspora community. You have the exposure, you have access to the technology and funds to tap into this potential. When you leverage from what has been done in Latin America, you could see that you don't really need a bigger processing plant to manufacture chocolate. You don't need that. There are small to medium-sized processing facilities that can be invested into. Yes. Yeah. So we've now looked at cocoa. So let's look at other key non-traditional exports: cashew nuts and shea nuts or shea butter. Thankfully, even though I've been in cocoa in my later years or 15 years in cocoa, I've had the exposure to do some NTE agribusiness ventures. I have a cashew nut business, I have a shea butter business, oil, poultry as well. So I have little knowledge to speak about some of these things. The price of raw cashew nut is less than $1,000 per ton. The price of processed cashew nut is about $15,000 per ton. That's a gap, and that's an opportunity. That is where we all need to come in. We quickly shift to shea nut. The price of shea nut, that's raw shea nut, is less than $500, $600 per ton. The price of processed shea nut is nearly $15,000 per ton. So when key attention is given to some of these NTAs, it has a higher potential similar to cocoa. And that is what we want to put across. By identifying the gap between $1,000 and $15,000, that is where the opportunity lies. And that is where we want the diasporan community to come into. Okay, I did mention that we have to look at a shift in the strategy. I don't want us to focus only on the key non-traditional exports. So we look at the poultry industry. My good friend related to Hackman did mention that often people come in to invest and they want to go into a wholesale approach, or they don't really understand the local factors. And that is one key challenge with the poultry sector. Someone from a diasporan community wants to invest in the poultry sector, but he wants to be part of the whole value chain. It doesn't work that way. Identify a key area in the value chain and take advantage of that. When I was starting poultry, I had my structure, I had 1,000 beds. I struggled to sell them. The subsequent year, I realized that, okay, why don't I buy broilers from someone? Get it slaughtered, get it dressed, and get it frozen. Within 3 days, I sold almost about 1,500 broilers. Initially, I was told, no one is going to buy that. I said, well, I like it when people tell me no one is going to do that, because that is what I want to do. And I got it done. Continually, I just stopped the production. Let someone concentrate on the production. That is his expertise. Let me concentrate on the packaging and marketing. Same way you have the hatchery. It's a bit difficult getting people even move day-old chicks in Ghana because the transportation facilities are not there. Similar with eggs, similar with frozen foods, among others. So this is just to give us an example of how a value chain approach for each agricultural sector can help us move from a 13 billion GDP to a 10-fold GDP from agriculture. And by that, it comes with a lot of job opportunities, a lot of industrialization, and macroeconomic stability. I'm very happy to have Mr. Efi Grant here because one key thing that is a big challenge to the chocolate sector, especially the artisanal guys, has to do with the Ghana Free Zone regulations. Whereas it encourages exports, it puts a tax burden on domestic sales of chocolates, semi-finished chocolate product. So for an artisanal chocolate maker to make a chocolate bar locally, he has to pay a tax which is nearly about 60%. And this policy needs to be looked at. For us to have value addition in chocolate industry, this thing needs to be looked at. Again, maybe as a strategy, we have to look at restrictions of export of raw materials. The president did mention, I think last 2 years in Switzerland, that we're going to take conscious steps to reduce the export of primary cocoa and shift into value-added products. So that is what we need to look at across all the sectors. Then, beyond exports, what can we do locally? There are a lot of products that have local production capacity. That is what in the past they used to call import substitution. It might have failed some time back, but then we have to relook at it again. Because when you do that, it puts less pressure on the need for you to have effects for you to import products. We can do that for the rice sector, for the poultry sector, for the fisheries, tomatoes, among others. Then lastly, prioritization of export trade facilitation by Ghana's. I think we have had this discussion with my boss, Mr. Battels, on the need for diplomatic missions to prioritize export trade facilitation, which is very, very important. So the key takeaways, I did highlight the figure of 13.2 billion as agricultural GDP. Is that enough? Someone used to tell me, why settle for 1,000 when a billion is available? Try move towards the billion. Even if you don't get to the billion, you get to a million. So let's not be so content with 13.2 billion. If we prioritize value addition and the export of value-added products, what it means is that our agricultural GDP can multiply fivefold to 66 billion and maybe to tenfold to 130 billion. And between those gaps are the business opportunities that we need to take advantage of. Then I did mention the related job creation opportunities and industrialization that comes when we prioritize agriculture, especially value addition. Then lastly, what are the key steps that we need to look at? What are the, we identify areas for export and import substitution potentials. We prioritize value addition and the value chain approach, which I have mentioned. We analyze trade flows, and that is one thing as prospective investors, we need to always keep looking at. We need to analyze the data. Data is available. Analyze trade flows. Which market is importing what? Where is what exported? And let's not be too restricted to the traditional markets, which is often Europe and North America. There's something big happening in the Middle East. I believe GIPC was in at the Ghana Dubai Expo, and they all appreciated how the global power is shifting, especially when it comes to trade. So let's take advantage of that. By that, I conclude my presentation and say that agriculture has a huge potential, and we think that potential is significant.
Thank you very much for that detailed presentation. It's good to know we have so many brilliant investment opportunities in the agribusiness sector. And Yofi, it looks like Fuad has given you some homework to take with you. But before you start thinking about that, I would like to invite you back on stage to give us a general overview of the infrastructure sector and also to share some investment opportunities as well.
Thank you very much. I think there was a pretty comprehensive presentation by Fuad. Well done. I think you really spread it out. But all these things need to happen in the framework of a connected infrastructure. Ghana is in a position where we identify a significant infrastructure gap. A lot of the infrastructure, especially in the transportation side, that would facilitate trade, was a legacy from the colonial masters, I dare say. A lot of them were from production areas straight to the ports. And we look at our rail lines, the old rail lines, which we are rehabilitating, they moved straight from the mines straight to the ports, because the intention was to dig up whatever raw material there was and ship it up. But in recent times, with the efforts to transform the economy from one that was predicated on the export of these raw materials to one of value addition and productivity, there's definitely a shift in the thinking. And so the most important infrastructural gap that needs to be met is to build an integrated transformative transportation system, which integrates rail, road, water transport, and the air transport. And in that sector, Ghana has a gap of an investment gap of $10 billion a year. Now, let me give you a few of the real opportunities that exist in the integrated transportation system. For example, government's view is that to connect the country, because of the policies of the one district, one factory, where we're trying to build factories in each of the 261 districts in Ghana, and then move from production of farm gates to market, or factory gate to market. The government put in an aggressive plan to do 4,007 kilometers of new rail lines. Now, the whole infrastructure is such that there is a western line in the western side of the country from the port of Takrady, and then there's an eastern line that goes right through Akosombo to what I call the center of the country, Kumasi. And then from Kumasi, there's a central spine which goes right through to Burkina Faso. Now, in between these three threads, there are internodal that connect the country. The intention is to ensure that you have a nice network of train lines to connect from the farming areas, from the production areas, to the consumption areas, and to the ports. Now, that is also integrated with a new air transport plan, where we are rehabilitating all the previous regional airports in Kumasi, Tamaru. The new airport is going to be on the southern side of the country, the southwestern side of the country between Cape Coast and Takrady. And then the Accra airport, there's a relatively new Accra airport, which for its size is the #1 airport in Africa, as judged by the ITA. So that is sorted out. Then, government is also putting in place a plan to have an inland port, seaport, a water port, at a location called Bankra, very close to Kumasi, such that it can integrate to the rail lines to also carry back and forth food products and mining products. And beyond that, there are other interesting opportunities for urban transportation, like mass metro transportation, light rails within the cities of Accra and Kumasi, which are there to meet the needs of the populace. But that's just in the integrated transport side. On the other side of technology, the country already has 5 landing ports of fiber into the country, which are going to be networked by a fiber ring right across the country that goes round the country to ensure that every corner of the country has internet access. But I must also say that recent conversations we've had means that there are other solutions to this through satellite connectivity. There are 2 companies. One is a British company, is it OneWeb? OneWeb, which has a satellite solution, which if the country invests in, would make sure that there's satellite availability to every corner of the country. There is also another one which is coming from Starlink, from the stables of Elon Musk, which will also do low-level satellite connectivity in the country. Now, all these have behind them opportunities of investment, last-mile solutions and products, which are also opportunities for many other investors. And then, of course, we've mentioned the construction and housing side. where there's a significant deficit. But we all know that housing is always a very difficult opportunity because, as they say, not everybody can own a home, but everybody must have a home. So there are opportunities for social housing, which would be low cost or comparatively low cost. I really don't like the term affordable housing because every home is affordable. It depends on the wallet.
Yep.
Yeah, some can buy $20 million home. You can afford it. Some can't afford a $20,000 home. So, those are very important opportunities that we need to take care of. But in the industrial side, there are significant opportunities for small light engineering manufacturing. And because Ghana is primarily an agricultural country, recently we've seen quite a lot of interest for investors who want to manufacture and assemble small agricultural implements and tools, like assembling tractors, doing plowers, doing small rigs, that are also very important for the economy. And beyond that is the next level of light engineering, where simple electrical appliances can actually be manufactured there. And in Ghana, if you are actually importing equipment for manufacturing, it is duty-free. So that gives you an advantage as a manufacturer if you want to go into the sector. But in terms of the infrastructure gap, there is a $10 billion gap that needs to be filled. And that will be through the railways that have been done, and most of them are being done on concessionary basis. The Western Line has already been taken up, the Eastern Line has been taken up. So there's a Central Spine which is still available, which is approximately cumulative about 600 kilometers on railways. That's a huge ask. It's a couple of billions of dollars. So I'll be happy to speak to anybody who has a wallet for that size right here. Now, beyond that is also improving the road infrastructure, which has been a major challenge. The government's plan was to put in 11,000 kilometers of new roads. I must say that that's almost achieved. They've actually done close to, the past 4 years, they've done about 10,000 kilometers. But the demand for expansion is still very real. And the demand for resurfacing of some of the existing roads still exists. So government is also looking for partnerships through PPPs to enable them to do that. And so if you're interested, once again, we can have a conversation about that. But I think in terms of the real infrastructure ask, it's the railways and the roads. And so those are the important issues that we can have a conversation around. And we are looking at them either on a B2G basis or a G2G basis. We've had significant talks with the UK government, with UKEF and a couple of other players who are looking at infrastructure. So we hope that we can actually materialize this into real business opportunities. But on the back of that, there are significant number of partnerships between smaller investors who are looking to either manufacture small equipment or give small services. So we hope that we can facilitate that and engage in the partnership that we need to think about. Thank you very much.
Many thanks, Yogi, for the presentation. I just love how you always have the numbers and facts ready on the top of your head to back the opportunities that Ghana has to offer. It's very admirable. Thank you. So, last but not the least on our list of presenters, we have Mr. Frederick A.J. Rudolph, who is the Eastern Regional Director at the Ghana Tourism Authority. He's going to talk to us about investment opportunities in the tourism and creative arts sector, and also to tell us a bit more about Destination Ghana.
I would like to stand on the existing protocols to say a very good afternoon to us. I work in the tourism space, so I bring you warm greetings from the President of the Republic,
His Excellency Nana Dampa Akufo-Addo, greetings from the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, and from the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Mr. As you've heard, my name is Frederick Ndero. I have a very simple task of presenting to you the tourism investment opportunities available in the beautiful country of Ghana. We've heard this so many times, but we like to leverage it and repeat it again. Ghana is found in the western part of Africa, on longitude 7.9 degrees to the north, and then latitude 1.02 degrees to the west. And this puts Ghana as the closest country to the center of the world. Through the efforts of Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, we gained independence in 1957. We practiced democratic governance, and to the glory of God, we've changed democratic government since 1992 consistently. At the last population census, Ghana stood at 31,732,130. The capital city is Accra, and our currency is the cedi. If you bring one of your pounds to Ghana, you get 10 of our Ghana cedi. Yes. 1 pound, you get 10 cedis. Our language of instruction is in English language, and we have a tropical climate. Average temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. Ladies and gentlemen, it is common knowledge that the devastating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the tourism and hospitality industry in Ghana and the whole world cannot be overlooked. However, after the outbreak, Ghana's tourism and hospitality is making a steady and remarkable resurgence of the industry. And this is significantly due to the pragmatic initiatives introduced by the government of Ghana and the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. The Ghana Tourism Authority, in our bid to revive the tourism industry post-pandemic, established some initiatives that include the See Ghana, Eat Ghana, Wear Ghana, Feel Ghana, and also the Beyond the Return, which is a 10-year follow-up of the very successful Year of Return program. The Ghana Tourism Authority, in collaboration with some private sector, has also introduced affordable packages of the various tourism sites, attractions, and hotel accommodations. The tourism industry has seen a rebound after an intense nationwide vaccination, which has led to a minimum rate of infection amongst the general public of Ghana. This has led to ease of travel restrictions in the country and creating easy movement of people across all regions of Ghana. As part of his relentless effort in rejuvenating Ghana's tourism, the President launched Destination Ghana here in London on the 3rd of April 2022. The core objective of this initiative is to invite and welcome the rest of the world to visit Ghana. The Destination Ghana initiative is an 18-month drive aimed at positioning Ghana as a prime stop destination for tourists, investors, tourism policy makers, and practitioners from Europe, and especially from the United Kingdom, which is a key and ideal target market, being the third source of international arrivals into Ghana. We seek to leverage on these existing channels a strong relationship between Ghana and the United Kingdom to deepen all prevailing engagements. Ghana is prepared, open, and set to welcome, engage, and partner with members of practitioners in the travel trade industry of the United Kingdom to experience Ghana's rich culture and tradition, authentic history, heritage, fascinating scenery, growing adventure tourism, ecotourism, and other tourism niches. Now, why would you want to invest in Ghana? And most especially in the tourism industry. According to Mr. Yofi's grant organization, that is the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, tourism is one of the most promising sectors of the national economy. Tourist receipts in 2019 yielded approximately $3.3 million, experiencing a sharp decline of about 83.3% to $387,000 in 2020. This obviously is as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, however, there was an increase of 107% tourist receipts, which yielded $803,000. This presupposes that all things being equal, Ghana should expect more tourists with the ending of COVID-19 restrictions imposed at the beginning of the pandemic. In view of this anticipated inflow of tourists, Ghana is taking bold steps to improve its several tourist sites, with some currently undergoing various forms of renovations. Ghana, the one major reason why you should invest in Ghana, Ghana is a safe investment destination because the Constitution of Ghana supports laws that frown against expropriation of private investment with guarantees such as free transferability of capital, profits, and dividends. There is also insurance against non-commercial risk. Ghana is a signatory to the World Bank's multilateral investment guarantee policy. Ghana continues to enjoy growth due to our political and social stability, which is notably one of the best in Africa, if not the best. Ghana offers diversity in nature-based adventure, tourism, culture, heritage tourism, and leisure products. Ghana is also positioning itself as a key player in conference tourism with the establishment of MICE department by the Ghana Tourism Authority. Also, GIPC Act 865/2013 spells out generous incentives, guarantees exemptions specifically for the tourism sector, e.g., goods imported by hotels, restaurants are admissible a 10% concessionary duty rate. Furthermore, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center provides other general incentives which provide for automatic incentives and benefits as income tax. We also have an availability of stock exchange and other emerging financial markets. The various areas where you can invest when it comes to tourism in Ghana are the accommodation services, food, beverage, and entertainment services, tourism transport services, recreation and sports, and then meeting facilities. To conclude, I would like to invite you to Ghana. Ghana needs the support of business partners the world over to help improve on building in tourism and hospitality sector. And this is led by His Excellency Nana Adonakwa Akufo-Addo, who is leading the charge. We are ready to showcase all the numerous tourist attractions, tourism investments, opportunities and potential to travel markets in the world, especially the United Kingdom, as we seek to increase international arrival. Ghana invite the world to come to a truly unique, authentic, and rich experience at the center of the world, as you will see in this 2.5 minutes video of Ghana. And please, you can nod your head as you listen to the jazziness that comes with the video.
Akwaba, and welcome to Ghana, the center of the world. Welcome to the center of rich cultural experiences and a hotbed of heritage. Welcome to the center of the world, where you immerse yourself in great fun, entertainment, and leisure. into the heart of sustainable ecotourism, where nature is still pure. Rediscover yourself with breathtaking nature trips through our mountains, valleys, and lakes. Aquaba, to the center of adventure. Endless thrilling and breathtaking adventure awaits you. Welcome to the center of history and heritage. It is time to relive your heritage through our history. So come and experience the culture, the warmth, and the rhythm at the center of the world. Ghana. Destination Ghana is open and ready to help you discover yourself. Visit Ghana now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frederick. That's a beautiful, beautiful video. I'll never get tired of watching it. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, with all the presentations we've heard today, we are all ready to see Ghana, eat Ghana, wear Ghana, and also to do business in Ghana and with Ghana. Before we move on to the next speaker, I just want to find out if anyone has any questions for any of our speakers today. Has anyone got any questions before we move on? Okay, I'll take that as a no, and that would be an indication that our speakers spoke very well. So we've understood them and we're ready to go. I would now like to invite to the stage Honorable Mark Okwekumante. He's Ghana's Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture. Over to you, Honorable.
We allowed the older guy to read to see all the things and what am I going to say?
Top it up. Just top it up.
Okay, we can do some damage. Definitely grants, CEO of GIPC, Mr. Charlie Sainsbury, West African Policy Advisor in Bilateral Trade Relations Directorate in Ghana, Mrs. Adebachi Ama, Executive Director, UK Chamber, Ghana, UK Ghana Chamber of Commerce, Mrs. Rosemary Archer, Deputy CEO of Zimbabwe, Ghana, a series of creative practitioners in this house, divisional filmmakers, work on the fashion fraternity, and more. The media, and then all other producers of there. Ladies and gentlemen, we listen from the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dr. Awal Mohammed. She has been there with us. But if you get an assignment there, the president of the London President, you must fix that answer. And so, first of all, I want to say thank you to GIPC for making this happen. There is no doubt it is going to yield some good results. So in Ghana, if you do a good job, you see people. The fundamental connect between our ministry and the GIPC is one that defined by a common output. Get as many from across the globe as possible to see see, taste, experience, and most importantly, invest in Ghana. Our key role in this relationship has more often than not been to create that enabling environment for visitors and investment partners to experience Ghana's culture, different traditions, and more. We acknowledge the importance of tourism in Ghana. One, it creates jobs. When I was coming in here, the driver who picked me up had a call. And then I think somebody was trying to engage him to get another job. Then he said it wasn't possible. So I asked him, he's Nigerian. So you just reject the job. He said, listen, I can't do it. Wow. I am a tourist at the moment, and in UK. He's taking money from me. He just rejected one job. And another person thought, can you pick me up tomorrow 4 a.m.? He is going to Ghana. So I'm trying to put all the variables together. I went to my hotel. Hey, cab brought me in here. I'm sure I'll eat tonight. If you invite me for any other event this evening, I will do it. I will do what Londoners do. I'll join. So you end up spreading the loneliness by just engaging one tourist. And that is why tourism is a big deal to us in Ghana. It forces us to develop as well. Because when we go to visit, you are forced to develop. And as you develop, the country gets better and the revenue spread across. Unlike other industries that you are often dealing with a particular thing, as a tourist, you end up dealing with almost everybody in the country before you leave. So it's a serious industry, and I'm happy the president of Ghana takes this industry very serious. He is one man who goes around the world himself to sell Ghana when it comes to tourism. And so we always give him the credit for your return. Again, in Ghana, we use tourism to brand Ghana. What I'm wearing at the moment, I'm not sure if you go to Russell and Bromley, you can get one. Or you can get one at Zara. But you see me in this as a tourist. Again, as people come to Ghana, they become ambassadors to Ghana because they've experienced Ghana. And so tourism is one of the ways you can use to sell. And then when you come, you meet some opportunities that you can take advantage of as businessmen or investors. Government has over the years made it a point to lead the way in developing our tourism potentials and facilitate players in the sector in various ways. About 2 months ago, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, challenged the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture with a target of $4 billion USD by end of 2024, with an expectation of 2 million visitors. We are relying on activities like Emancipation Day, Panafest, Beyond the Return, Destination Ghana, December in GH, and more, especially assets of the creative industry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in this regard that the President of the Republic again, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, launched a newly renovated National Museum. Also, his administration is investing $25 million into the upgrade of some of our iconic sites, including the famous Elmina and Cape Coast castles, and the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, the Morley and Cartoon Parks, and cultural museums in Yendi in the northern region, and Juso in the Ashanti region, and Kopong in the eastern region, and Ho in the Volta region, under the Ghana Tourism Development Project supported by the World Bank. On the 5th of July 2022, the President again launched a 10 million financial aid to help stimulate small and medium enterprises in the tourism and hospitality sector as a cushion to businesses
that have been adversely affected since the onset of COVID-19, again, through the Ghana Development Project, supported by, again, the World Bank. President Akufo-Addo believes that there is no vibrant tourism industry in Ghana without the creative sector, who are supposed to take care of the few Ghana concepts. And so at the moment, Ghana is building a mammoth creative art school in Kumasi and 5 amphitheaters across the country this year. We all acknowledge the economic challenges of the world today. Or it's only Ghana that we are seeing that challenge. I want to find out from those of you in UK. Is it only Ghana? Oh, UK too. You feel the pressure. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Sometimes we are tempted to feel it's only Ghana. Okay. We agree. It is out of some uncontrollable factors. COVID-19 plus Russia-Ukraine war. And at this time, for those of us who are from Ghana, we need everybody's support. I do not think this is the time for us to blame. It's the time that we must all come on board, especially for the 6th region, who are our brothers and sisters from the diaspora. We must all begin to think alike and see the way forward, how we can innovate to make a change. Achiao, as we move, my Ghanaians here understand this. But those of you who do not understand, Achia Imuye means that it is fallen. It is bent, but not broken. It is bent, not broken. Can you pronounce that? Achia Imuye. And so I invite you all to come to Ghana this Christmas. You can talk about whatever. But when it comes to Christmas, it is Ghana.
Yeah.
You want to challenge UK? Visit Ghana this Christmas. And when you come back, you will tell the story. That is where the party is. So those of you who know the popular song by Kwame Eugene, see where the party day today. It is in Ghana, no darling. So see you at the party in the park, and then let's have a fruitful discussion moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable. That wasn't garnishing at all. I think that was indeed a fresh and informative dose of information he gave to us. You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. No darling. Ghana is a place to be in December. So start getting your tickets ready. Let's go. Before I call our final speaker, I would like to say a very big thank you to all our distinguished speakers today for your amazing presentations and speeches, and to our wonderful audience as well. Thank you very much for making time to be with us today and for staying all the way through, despite a few delays here and there. So I'd like us to give ourselves a round of applause. To our sponsors, I'd like to say a massive thank you for helping us make this happen. The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Ghana Tourism Authority, GIPC, KGL Foundation, Grader, Ghana Exim Bank, Tap Send, and of course, the ever-reliable support from the Ghana High Commission UK. All too soon, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of what I hope has been a very engaging and informative meeting today. We haven't finished here, it's just a forum that's finishing, so the expo continues there, so I hope that you do stay and engage with the exhibitors and continue networking as well. Tonight, to draw the curtain down on this meeting, I would like to call upon Papa Kolbatels. He's the head of trade and investment at the Ghana High Commission UK, to give us a closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Stella.
when you have to close a ceremony like this, an engagement like this, it becomes extremely good. The reason being that it's been a festival of ideas. We had a party in the park as the clear objective, that in here we've had a festival of ideas showcasing Ghana. If you are an investor here and you're not convinced about what you've heard, then nobody else can convince you anywhere. We started this program with Mr. Grant opening it up, and he just took us through the potentials that we have as a country and why you should go to the country, you should go to Ghana. When we say Akwaba, which you've heard, and I'm sure everybody here who's not even a Ghanaian knows what Akwaba is. I call Ghana as, it's good nature, right? We have it within us to do business, good people, to engage you, good people who are friendly. What we need to understand is that Ghana is on the rise. I don't. Okay, diplomatic. I was going to use a word that I can't speak like that here. I just want to say that no matter what you think, we are on the rise. COVID has not stopped us, and it will not stop us. Ukraine has not stopped us, and it will not stop us. You can see from the delivery, one area which I get excited about, which we have spoken also at length, is our effort at going digital. It is very important for almost all the things that we've spoken about in here. We've spoken about trade, we've spoken about investment, we have spoken about tourism, we've spoken about infrastructure, we've spoken about the real estate. We have said a lot in here. And there's a saying that he, and in this case, she, who has ears, let them hear. Ghana is talking. Ghana is singing, and the music is good. That is why we need to be there in December. In fact, it's become what we call December to remember. I have engaged a lot of diasporans, and they tell me we will go back. So, Honorable Deputy Minister, you are just on point. If you are not in Ghana in December, you are nowhere else. If you really want the festival of ideas that I've been talking about here, and we'll show you just a little bit on Saturday when we get into the park. You know what it's just like to go to Ghana, and you know what it's just like to be a Ghanaian. We have that which most countries do. We are in the center of the earth, and we draw investment from all corners of the world into Ghana. And if you didn't know this, we are the friendliest people ever on earth.
Indeed, we are.
If you've never met any Ghanaian, talk to me. Because we are very friendly. We saw the gestures of the minister when he was talking and trying to engage. That is how we are. People go out of their way to give you the help that you need. People go out of their way to give you the comfort that you need. In fact, in the past, chiefs did some things that I cannot also say here. If you are a guest, we welcome you and they make you very comfortable. It epitomizes the country that we are almost in. In fact, it is only in Ghana where we can take the government to court within our sub-region and then win. It tells you the kind of democracy that we have. It is time to do business with Ghana. With the friendly people who are in the center of the earth. Join all of you, far and near, to get into Ghana and do your investment in Ghana. Thank you, and this is what I would say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Battels. What a way to close the meeting. Thank you very much for that. And I haven't got anything else to say, to be honest with you, because after what Mr. Battels has said, what else can I say? Let's go to Ghana in December. But in the meantime, on Saturday, let's go to Trent Park in Cockfosters. The party in the park. Let's start enjoying that rich Ghanaian culture, food and everything. So we can start it in party in the park and then finish it off in December. Thank you very much for coming. Let's go next door and enjoy the exhibition as well, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Let me stop the stream. Cool, sir.